Green on the outside, but with envy I am green on the inside. Why? Cause it's greener on the other side. And cause of this side I start to undermine. Damn, those are the possessed on a voice trying to find another. To us it's so much like a fairy tale from the cover. So for the trip my savings I'ma spend it all. Cause at the end of the rainbow there's a pot of gold. Or so I'm told, from on the greener path who cares about the aftermath. Cannot differentiate what's at hand and what might. Still hope to integrate in this life. Stupid, clouded, I'm optimistic. Neglecting that side of me that's realistic. Solutions, verbal but I'm not timid. Cause I set my calculations with no limits. But that problem ain't solved now, is it? We say it's greener on your side. They say nah, it's gonna be greener on the other side. They say it's greener on the other side. We say nah, y'all must be colorblind. Come on now, it's greener on your side. They say nah, it's gonna be greener on the other side. They say it's greener on the other side. We say nah, y'all must be colorblind. Why? Even the mountains over there don't seem so steep, and the valleys over there don't seem so deep. So it's greener on the other side. Gonna be greener on the other side. Why? Even the mountains over there don't seem so steep, and the valleys over there don't seem so deep. So it's greener on the other side.
8:25 is our time. We've got Michael Simbarashe Mushunje, who's making a documentary on hip-hop in Zimbabwe. A documentary on hip-hop. Why a documentary on hip-hop in Zimbabwe?
Well, I think the only thing about it is for a long time I've been doing a lot of documentaries on agriculture, on a lot of non-governmental organizations. And the main issue that I've picked up is that in our society today we've got lots of youngsters who are really getting caught up in the wrong things and doing a lot of bad things out there. And what I ended up thinking was what influences these youngsters a lot, and I've realized that hip-hop is a major factor in everything that they do. So I decided to make a documentary that highlights the positive side of what hip-hop is and what it does for the youngsters out there, so that it's not given those negative connotations it gets.
Green on the other side, we say nah, y'all must be colorblind. Come on now, it's green on your side.
It's a consciousness, it's a behavior, it's a way to view the world.
Hey, what's good? What up?
It provides rhythm. Everything in the world that we live in today has got rhythm. It's like you've got your heartbeat. Your heart is beating constantly. And as your heart is beating, it gives you rhythm. And everything that you do in your life is rhythm. And hip-hop is part of that rhythm. It brings out that rhythm in the way that we live today. I think people have now mixed up the terms hip-hop and rap being a part of the whole hip-hop culture. I think it was KRS-One who said rap is something that you do, but hip-hop on the other hand is something that you live.
The way I feel about your girl, I can pretend that you and me can never be just good friends.
Hip-hop now has become more of a generic term that is used in our conversations today.
Pure hatred, these emotions just keep flowing, no controlling where they going.
You see, I started doing hip-hop way back in 1993, and I remember back then going to the studios that were there with our demo tapes and things that we used to do then. And I remember being told way back, and this is like in 1993, we were told that hip-hop is not going anywhere. Hip-hop is a waste of time. Hip-hop is the courage to be yourself. That's the essence of hip-hop.
My name is Ten Diamond, aka the student of the game, aka the H-Tomboy. I'm an MC, singer, songwriter, and I guess a producer in a sense.
What up, Ferrari? Your boy SOX. I'm back up in it. The life mixtape.
To me, hip-hop is probably the greatest vehicle of expression there is, especially for for younger, for the youth trying to figure stuff out. It's a great place to find yourself. and express yourself. I think that's probably the best medium out.
But I'm living it up. Listen, it was sort of nice to meet ya. How about your digits? And I'ma catch you later on when I see ya.
I most definitely think it's growing. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine the other day, and I was telling him, while we may not have the biggest base of fans in the country, I most definitely think that hip-hop is the fastest growing genre in the country as far as the public's acceptance of it, the amount of quality content that's coming out, and just the support that hip-hop's getting from the media and from the news stations and stuff like that. So I think we're definitely on the come up.
I'm just hoping you can lend your ears for a minute, not a second, be the overseas. Who better than this? Now name a name.
My name is Take 5. I'm a producer, part-time rapper, DJ, music director here for the Zimbabwean Hip-Hop community. Yeah.
4 years since the beta dropped, it feels like forever. Relegated to demo status, cause I could've done better. Cause though it demonstrated my skills as a rapper, the process was wrong, so overall the mix wasn't lack.
Hip-hop, I think this is like the third documentary I've been on in the past year, and it's all centered on hip-hop. It's not urban music or Zimbabwean music or African music. It's actually just Zim Hip Hop. So for me, yeah, hip-hop is going somewhere, it's growing.
Victory lap was kinda premature, cause I was thinking I had made it, man. I was immature, cause props don't matter, it's the moves that you make. That's why 10, one of the few that be doing it great.
I think got a couple of songs in like all the major radio stations and charts and all that. That's pretty dope. Competing with the Raga cats, the Sungura cats, all the other cats out there. So yeah, hip hop is growing. Daddy. And my son is growing with it.
So I think they might remember me. That's the reason I was put on this earth, spitting flames till I'm put in the dirt. So walk with me for a little bit.
I just think we just need to be a bit more serious. So just be a bit more serious, a bit more focused, and keep doing what we're doing, and just try, better and enhance it in any way possible, whether it's videos or the quality of your tracks or even your punchlines. You know what I mean? Just keep at it, and I think Zim Hip Hop's gonna take Southern Africa first by storm.
And a couple of hundreds, and there I was in a place where I was counting ones. That's when I bumped into Ruffy and Begotten Son, and Sin City went from an idea to execution. With each step was clear that God had blessed the movement.
Specifically in hip hop, I'd like to see more artists really respecting their art enough to treat it like a business and give it the legs it needs, and really present a well thought out product, like something that when people hear they can be proud of, and when you put it out, you can stand by it and be proud too.
Still stay true to who I am. Here's a product I can speak to defend. I hope it's something you can bump from beginning to end.
Money, yeah, we are making money, but I just would like to add like 2 extra zeros on, like, people show money and stuff, royalties. There is money, but it's like this. I think just needs a lot more people in the industry, not behind the mic or on boards or whatever, but a lot of people doing the negotiations and all that other business stuff, taking care of all that.
Constantly look over your shoulders, it's official. It's official. Constantly look over your shoulders, it's official. It's official. Constantly look over your shoulders, it's official. It's official. Constantly look over your shoulders, it's official. It's official.
For me, Prometheus, hip hop in Zim has always been a challenge. And the reason why it's always been a challenge is because anything that's worthwhile is a challenge. That's why a lot of people don't realize that if you're doing something and you don't feel challenged, then it's not worthwhile. You know what I'm saying? People don't do easy things. people go for things that are difficult to get. If you people wanna climb mountains, but it's hard. You know, imagine if somebody says, "I was the first person to walk down this street." That would mean nothing.
Defines the way I'm living. The decision that we make with precision is street based. My road travels the galaxies, winds through space. Yeah, on point, a target, a missile. Constantly look over your shoulders, it's official.
Well, you know, I think that's my life. I've been fighting that war since I started. You know, you start something and everybody else, like the older generations, like whatever you're doing doesn't have a future, it's a waste of time, or you use computers, what, like so many excuses to try to stop this particular movement. But I actually am pretty confident that the older folk, whether they like it or not really, they actually now respect the numbers hip hop has, you know, and that's what I think that's the most important thing in any industry, right? Is to show that we've got like a whole lot of people who subscribe and follow to what we do.
I remember back in the day when I was listening to my role models, Anana Piece of Ebony, Anana Mischief, Anana Shingi Mau Mau, and that was back in the day. This was high school, and I was like, I want to do this, you know, I want to do this. But moreover, obvious inspiration engaged about Chitirana, States, you know, listening to Anana Tupac, B.I.G. But seeing guys homegrown being able to put it across, get in the booth, and produce some songs. I took computer from my charts was what got me on. I'll be honest. If there hadn't been a hip hop artist from Zim, in my local charts, I wouldn't have been interested in doing hip hop in Zim.
Can't you ever see? Oh, maybe you could try, but you can never do it alone. You see, I'm flying through the sky just for you, so let me be your hero, baby.
I know people watching this docu might not know, pretend it never happened, but that was one of the biggest hip-hop songs that ever made it to the charts. And the message in the song was teenage pregnancy. Surprise! I know people are not going to this thing, you're like, serious? People did a song, hey, hip-hop, a message like that, a serious message like that, and they made it into the charts.
Your life one sound, but I think you should roll with me. Though we're two identical people. Stop the plane, let's G-O.
I want to make a song that will have that kind of impact. You don't want to make another DVD for music. You don't want to make another Piece of Ebony. You don't want to make another somebody else. You want to make a photocopy. You want to be yourself. And for me, with Zim Hip Hop, that's always been something that's been in my heart. We got to try to present ourselves as originals.
Oh, baby, are you lying? Why can't you ever see? Oh, maybe you could try, but you can never do it alone. You see, I'm flying through the sky just for you.
We've got the Stunners, we've got the 10 Diamonds, we've got the Cynics, we've got the Masqueras. The list is endless. Hip hop is not something that you can quit. I could stop rhyming like tomorrow. Yes, I could stop rhyming, but that doesn't mean that my life doesn't revolve around hip hop. It's the culture, the being, me, who I am. I can't stop it. I grew up on it. That's who I am, and that's how I'm going to live. All I can do is make it be positive to the community that I live in.
You showing off, or was that what you call this? I don't know what they're stressing for. Jack swagger rappers should have been wrestlers on a level with these other whack cats and not afford, even if they could still, they were just rocky wrong.
I'm Zen, I'm a hip-hop producer. I'm a Zimbabwean hip-hop producer. Specialize in hip-hop, although I do all the genres, but I specialize in hip-hop.
That I'ma hold my ground. And while you're panicking, frozen like a mannequin, the did to stars house. And I walk the sky like aeroplanes, the big dogs are leash, and I'm starved of peace. To be a star with facts, cause so I can walk on the streets. Minds asking why in white pages. You might say it's keeping all my dangers off, my reality is so painless. So long as stay home and keep it real and true to it. Remember my influence, that's the way that I'ma do it, cause
hip-hop is a culture. It's a trend. It's a whole bunch of things in one, you know. It's a style, it's a lifestyle, you know. We make a living off hip-hop, really, so yeah.
It's currency, we see that we get busy. Chillin' out inside, but my nigga take busy. I'm on the H-Town flag, H-Town push, one color for the bag. Blowing that smoke, my pocket and rock up on. With your life experience, I'll never be wrong. It's so good to be home, I never wanna leave. But I wanna listen, trying to make it overseas and make peace.
Well, yeah, it's growing, definitely. In the past 24 months, which is prior from 2011 to now, it's really grown like on a very fast scale, unlike the previous years where people didn't give it attention. But now, you know, on a corporate level, they know that there's a genre, there's hip-hop. It's always been a shadow of other genres, but now it's on its own.
Yo, what up, people? It's your boy Metaphysics. You already know. Check it out. You're listening to, you're watching Loud 5.
Hip-hop, I'd say, is a culture, it's a lifestyle, it's the way we live, it's the way we dress, it's what we believe in, it's what we are about as a generation, and I also believe it's a movement. Yeah.
Pin the blame on you when I was wrong and I admit it, but you know we lost our vibe. Stop acting like you don't see it. Look, my jokes no longer make you laugh, and your logic to me no longer makes sense.
So I think there's a lot of red tape when it comes to music getting airplay on these stations, but I don't think it's where it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Okay. Artists could never get enough airplay, really. I mean, if we could have it our way, we would have hip-hop all the time on the radio. But then I feel like they are doing the best that they can. The only error is that the club DJs don't play hip-hop, so.
Keep it moving. Are you guys ready to party? Hey, are you guys ready to party? Let's. Coming up next. Woo!
I want to see Zim Hip Hop in the same place that American hip hop has got, where it stops being a genre and it starts becoming indecipherable from everything else. You know, when you hear Jay-Z on a Beyonce track, and no, it's no longer hip hop now, it's just music now. You know, when you now start hearing Timbaland producing for Fall Out Boy, and when everything is now a nice concoction, a nice soup of music, which is not judged by the fact that it's Zim Hip Hop or it's urban blues or whatever. We need to just break down the barriers now. I think this is where we're getting with it. We need to be able to be on the same stage with a Tuku and a Junior Brown. I think if we get to that stage, like when Eminem was on stage with Elton John, yeah, that dude. So when you get to a stage when that's now happening, then Zimbabwe music is now transcended and hip hop is now embraced fully. And because look, at the end of the day, I'm a father of 3, and my kids are in school now. My daughter's about to become a teenager. I mean, the next 3 years she'll be a teen. And literally speaking, as their dad, I listen to Zim Hip Hop. So it's not a young music anymore. It's now an old music. There's probably going to be other musics. I mean, our kids are probably going to be squealing through their ears, and they're gonna call it Zim squealing or some shit. I don't know, but Zim Hip Hop now has to become an old genre. It has to become part of the establishment. So it's not some niche, upstarty genre like we continue to perpetuate it as. It's not that anymore.
Obviously, it has to be growth. I'm looking forward to growth. A lot of the young guys coming up, getting support from a lot of the veterans in the game. Seeing new names, seeing people get paid off it, tours, concerts, shows, and obviously bigger award shows, definitely. Yeah, growth to sum it all up.
I guess if you're doing music and you're not doing hip hop, then you're not doing anything at all in the entertainment industry. That's how I would put it.
Zim Hip Hop has grown since I've been coming in and out, and since I've been here now permanently. It has grown to the point where we are on an international level. I would like to really take this time to argue the fact that a lot of people say we're trying to sound American or Western. Hip-hop started in Africa. There is no doubt that anyone can even dispute that.
Up the pace and on the flow. Do your dance, cause now I'm in effect for a lyrical style from the heart to never mind. An African touch as I drop a new rhyme. Dance was packed back to back and wall to wall. Dancing, screaming, crying out for jungle's call. As I break and make you move your body left to right, it's time for you to party. Party hard as I flow and go on, but do me a favor, don't slow it down.
Another thing is this whole urban grooves and I don't know what other, they say hip-hop and urban grooves. Stana is as much hip-hop as mariachi. Do you know what I mean? Maskiri is as much hip-hop as mischief. So, that blunder needs to be stopped. And I'm saying to everyone, stop it, and stop player hating on each other. It's still hip-hop. That is the end of the story. Stop classifying what style of hip-hop. Hip-hop is hip-hop. And me personally, I want to work with everyone instead of saying I just want to, play on this faction. So those are the pros and cons that are going on with Zim Hip Hop. Please, 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 please stay together and stick together no matter what. One day we're going to stop singing. You know what I mean? So we want to leave a legacy that we built. People like Metaphysics, Mau Mau. We worked hard to make sure that hip-hop is now recognized in Zimbabwe. So it would be a shame to see it go down through this factionalism. Stop it. Stop it.
Rapper climbing to the top, lyrical master so my rhymes don't flop. Down with Ebony, so stay off my jock. Speak about cash, well I clock so many MCs be stepping to the cheat. Wheelers got my back, so you better watch your teeth, cause we don't pose, we leave it for those trying to be noticed while we score our own goals. Doing a dance track don't mean we're soft, cause when I'm on the flow, suckers get lost. But this jam is full of people around, so don't slow it down.
I think what's important today is to let these youngsters pursue their dreams. When a youngster gets into hip-hop, yes, there's a lot of negative hip-hop, I must say, but at the same time, when a youngster gets into hip-hop, it gives their mind that focus on something that they really love doing. And it's the culture, it's the way that we do things today. So let that child grow. Let as a parent, I would nurture that talent. It is something that we might not understand today, but I assure you, 5 years from now, when people look back at this interview, they will think that what I said was true.
Yo, I woke up to find I had the mic still choked up. Rhymed the previous night, my voice sound broke up. Jumped in the shower, cap on to keep the dreads dry. Fresh set the gear to maintain the so fly image that you know I reflect on the daily in the mirror. Voice getting clearer, called to keep on to go rock the next spot, cause hip hop we don't stop. You know the anthem, and if the mic sound whack before I throw a tantrum, I throw a freestyle straight out the vocal cord. Stand in the circle, all the girls get ignored.
Well, you can be like Bill Gates. Bill Gates dropped out of Harvard to pursue his dream, and I can give you countless examples of people that live here in this community today in Zimbabwe that we live in today, who dropped out of jobs, who dropped out of schooling, who dropped out of university even, to pursue the dream of hip-hop. Let that dream grow. That's what's important, because that's what it's all about. And as we grow with it, and you nurture it as the adults, as the people in the community that know what is happening out there, it is very important and critically important that you guide these children today.
Yo, 1 for the money, 1, 2 for the show. Kibulan and Quila orchestrate the ill flow. On the real dough, MCs choke up when we're busting. Who's them 2 kids that's got old groupies lusting? Competition get concussion, my blood is rushing. Take a deep breath, let off my vocals, full question. Keep the party people rocking and feet moving. If daily life has got you stressed out, my style is soothing. Take a break, relax your mental, and just feel me. And if you listen close, you'll understand what the deal be. Radioactive like a Russian from Chernobyl. Watch those cats from Zimbabwe, show you raw skill.
The one thing that I think is wrong with Zim Hip Hop is that sometimes we don't try to be ourselves, or whatever it is, there's nothing wrong. Yo, breast side, we're holding it down. You know, nothing wrong with that. You know, if your life means getting up in the morning and going to the shops, and it's an experience which you think other people want to, you know, those things were. Nothing wrong with doing a song about that, you know. I mean, look at Junior Brown. I remember my drinks. You know, when I'm watching there's a song, a hit song right there. And I think there are not enough people who are being that creative.
Probably for one, the fact that I don't see what I've done so far or what I'm doing the way, for the most part, people on the outside looking and see it. I don't feel like a success yet. I don't feel like I've achieved anything that I've set out to do. And, I guess probably what really sets me apart is the fact that I have very solid goals for where I want to be and what I want to do and how I want to do it, with regards to my music and my career and my brand in general. So I'm not happy till I get to where I know I need to get to. But I mean, yeah, it's still kind of crazy. I can see things moving and getting better, but I like to try to stay very hungry.
Now the hit, alright? This is a wonderful world. That's according to me. Mr. Miss, this is a wonderful world.
And I would say someone would have beef with you if you point out a fact about them, or you expose a weakness of another artist, another record label, another producer, etc., etc.
There is no industry. Like I said, there's a lot that's broken. The things that make an industry, like an industry is not just a bunch of people saying, oh yeah, we do hip hop and this. An industry is pretty much a living, breathing thing that not only absorbs from society, but also gives out. And when we talk of industry, we talk of business. At the moment, there's no business really going on in the so-called hip-hop industry. Money's barely flowing in, money's barely flowing out. We're not creating any jobs, we're not making any sort of a difference. We're not really impacting or adding to the GDP or anything. So when it comes to things like beef, I don't understand what we're beefing about. I feel like that kind of energy would better be spent, in the studio or at home, or just fine-tuning your craft, learning your business better, and looking to forward your career.
But it's hip-hop, as rap especially, is a very competitive genre of music, you know what I'm saying? So if one person says they're better than the next person or flexes more skill, then that could be a basis for beef. But in terms of Zim Hip Hop, there's a lot of bad mind, a lot of negativity and two-facedness about it. It's not all about the general agenda, and it'll take time for beef to actually manifest and people to come out and say, I don't like a certain person or I don't like a certain person, and take it to whatever level. But for the moment, I would say beef is still sublime.
I've said it before, I've said it on Twitter and stuff, this whole North-South Samoa thing, the whole border, whatever. I feel like that's something that's being perpetuated by people who don't really have a proper insight into what's going on in the game. I think it stems from a lot of failure just, to be honest with yourself and just say, okay, this is what I'm doing wrong, this is what I'd like to do. But instead it's turning into a thing of like, oh, that guy is doing that, or these guys are doing that, so maybe this, and I just think that the whole beef thing is silly. And I always give the example of, well, if there's such a great North Samoa, South Samoa beef, then how do you explain myself and Junior Brown? Junior Brown, as far as I'm concerned, there is a South, is the king of the South. I'm from the North, but we're out here just making great music, trying to make moves and forward the industry.
Child kill standards on the crew of sorry bastards. Suburb studs in these Popeyes could write the money. I bust a scud, you take a loss like an own fun. Effective like that, I'm feared like killer bee stings. Epileptic movements, I tend to smash things. Then my brain sings, calms me down with the kings. Classical type dread, hard head, I get straight. And violence, lion winds will kill sins. Since the word fake is bigger, getting drastic.
See, I was never smart in class. I took the mic and outsmarted them. I was never a part of them. My
Bibles, I bombarded them. With lyrics and my flows, you know niggas, I was harder than. Man, I'm so harder than the Cardigans, the Vaticans, and the mic, I'm a demon, I'ma leave the worst of Morgan. When the world ends, I put it on repeat and start again. Our father then, who art and other than the other ones that rule the world without having votes from the parliament.
Okay. Rhyming ain't a crime, but a way to express the mind. It's a way to express the feelings you be feeling inside. So if you're feeling what you're feeling, can express it in lines. Don't take the blame it up on me, cause I'm receiving my sign. B.I.D. The name just rhymes on its own. It's good to fans, but the haters will be crushing their bone. Let it be known. B.I.D. gon' flow, I'm gone. You'll never see R.I.P. B.I.D. engraved in a stone. Unless it's my clone, no one else can flow so tight. I ain't bragging, just some knowledge for your own insight. Knowledge is power. Without it, you don't see success. You gotta know why, when, how, and who to impress. God bless the blessing, a blessing, my lyrical blessing. When I'm behind the mic, I blow up like I got too much blessing. Take heed of the lesson. You must perceive the aggression. That's what I did. Impression, raps in session, gotta get my word to the nation. Gotta line my lyrics up so I don't cause irritation. Gotta be patient, say some lines to boost the relations. That's what I did to get up here and get played on this station. What's up?
You guys must realize what hip-hop is about. It's about using as many words as you can in 16 bars. If you ask me what hip-hop is about, it's about 16 bars and putting as many words as you can in the 16 bars. Oh yeah, and they have to rhyme. Yeah,
and they have to rhyme.
It's like poetry. Yeah.
So if you want to get that track taken care of, let me know. Call me on my cell, alright? Late.
To get kids another smile. Show that he cares. She can stay in the room. She's consumed. Everything that's been going on. She says, whatever happens, don't let go of my hand. Whatever happens.
Hip-hop music is the most powerful medium commercially on earth today, okay? When I went to Rwanda in 2004, 10 years after the genocide, where 1 million people were killed by their fellow countrymen, cats ran up to me and they were wearing shirts with 50 Cent holding a gun, and they had medallions of guns, and everything was this hyper-commercialized violence that was made part of pop culture all over the earth, within the context of people who had suffered one of the most violent upheavals known in recent history.
So this is the connection I see between hip-hop and the whole economics and politics. Because hip-hop itself is politics. Hip-hop itself is business, right? We must stop just looking at it as music, or style, or fashion trend. Let's see ourselves as producers as well.
Hey yo, it feels like I'm out of control. Like the devil's on my back wants me to sell my soul. Never withstand the pressure, get my act together. I got a son now, so I gotta stack the cheddar. Been a long time coming prepared to witness the legend, the myth, Zimbabwe sickest. From Germany to MIA, JFK, UK, I say I'll be okay. Trust nobody, I did this my way. We can share the lifestyle. It's a little crazy. Behind the spotlight, yeah, and smoke machines. In this world of material and broken dreams. Come, ride with me, let's both explore this. We can lose control just like in the chorus. You can't ignore this lifestyle enormous. You in the fast lane compared to a slow tour. This like, let's go.
Now I'm a little grown, you know, so I understand good is you start out when you're a young MC, you wanna emulate the people who are doing it at the highest standard. And obviously those people who tell us about DSTV, but you this is what I want, you know. So you start copying. So now my young Jesus.
Yo, you got the fingers pointing at me, I'm the enemy of the state. When I try to fight for what I believe, you start to hate. Hypocrites or your critics, I'm gonna hit this with the religious scripture. What you catch when the mixer of sin? It all began when he died on the cross. Was the loss, but you know he trying to get the word across. We've been sinning. You know it was straight from the beginning with Adam and Eve. If we talk, we gonna end up winning. Where do we turn? Left or right? Face the wrong way, we gon' burn. I'm gonna see a way of keeping it tied. If it means die, then I die. But I'm doing this for him on high.
We now need to find out what Chamno Rano Repasha say. We now need to know what Peter no Repasha say, or close more, or Oliver is out more, you know, that kind of thing.
I salute you, everyone who died as a slave. I salute you, anyone who cried from their pain. I salute you, anyone who fought to be free. I salute you, everyone who taught me to dream. I salute you, anyone who sacrificed themselves. I salute you.
If we are to transform Zimbabwe, if we are to allow it to attain its justifiable status as the jewel of Africa, we have to use all means at our disposal to brand Zimbabwe in a positive light. And art and culture is, in my view, one of the primary means of doing so.
Celebration of urban culture. This is contemporary stuff. I mean, this is stuff that's going on right now, you know, for our youth. That's what it's about. It's about art for the youth.
You know, and the important thing, Shoko Festival's theme for this year is Take Over the Town.
It's so splendid to go with the roads and the better. You go get it with your thoughts rolling and no wonder. And if you're brave enough to try it, you better push it to the side, because it's... I forgot my lyrics. I forgot the last line. I don't even know what the last words are, dude.
My name is DJ Nada. I'm a DJ, rapper, producer, yada yada.
The prognosis came out cause I'm the dopest. Every time I'm on the scene, they're out here holding protests. They strike out your victory, they wishing it. Got the ball rolling and trust me, they ain't hitting it. I stay killing it, DJ, producer, MC. Tell me one chick you know who better than me.
At the moment, I think it's grown a lot, like compared to what it was a couple of years ago. There's a lot of growth and also a lot of maybe backpedaling, but more growth at least than the backward stuff. So yeah.
I feel that it's moving in a positive direction. Definitely. I mean, there's a lot of people putting in work. There's a lot of people who've been putting in work, and now it's. I think we're coming to a point in time where the rewards are starting to materialize in some way. I mean, people are doing a lot of shows, getting money from shows, and you know, there's people pushing it on radio stations, and yeah, I think it's moving in a very positive direction.
Get down and get baptized. I advise the flesh, though you just might get swag nice, but that though when that ice go black bites with rap flows is mad tight, but on the low we smack foes and act tripe. It's all when it gets dark like the street lights. No paparazzi, still moving at the speed of light. And when you see the lights, it's hard to see the light. Cruising through the city's galleries, trying to see the sights. My city come alive in the nighttime. Look away, you might get blinded by the bright lights. Wise up when you're moving on these tough streets. Around here you lose it all in the heartbeat.
To me, hip-hop is a culture, you know, that was born out of the slums, out of a need to express oneself, and that's grown into the biggest culture that connects people all across the world. I mean, I've connected with heads all across the world through the medium of hip-hop and through rap music, which is what I do.
This fly is a real trap. I mean, people died trying to rise to where the scene that I seen the can I used to roll with. Back in the day, selling flowers and selling everything you see. Barely saying it's real, but we all trying to be elevating. The
to the buildings and renovating. Gotta match the pace so we live fast. Ain't even recognize myself, no.
The next 5 years, I don't know, just more work, more quality work. I know a lot of people are pushing, you know, but yeah, I guess the idea is to get outside of our own circles and our own communities and start being heard, you know, regionally and internationally. I think that would be very dope if people can quote artists from here, you know, and have their music available wherever they are.
Channel O, BET, MTV Base, MTV UK, all over, like international, global, definitely.
I don't know. I guess for me, I like to see a time when people, when everyone who has, you know, adequate talent and adequate passion for it and is putting in work can actually live off it, you know, to a certain extent. I think that would be the ideal situation for hip hop, where the monetary rewards equal the work that people are putting in.
Yo, first of all, when you're like an artist, when you write your rhyme, when you spark this, you gotta start from the performances. That's how you get the distance, kids. Don't do it like I did wrong. Come with a couple CDs, words gets through.
Unfortunately, I don't know. I don't have access to listen to a lot of radio at the moment, but I know there are programs on certain stations that are specifically for hip hop. You know, we've got I think School of Hip Hop. There was The Fix. I don't know if it's still there. So there's a number of DJs who was specifically interested in the hip hop movement, and I think they are trying to push the music to the people, which is a good thing.
See if you that strong, still do the human job, hope you last long. Give me your hand, cut out the soul, right there and you away gonna leave the bowl. And if I look shy, do them on the light, cause you a friend and another look on the future wide.
Honestly, I think they're just a bunch of people who are trying to ride off other people's big names. So they're creating the so-called beef, I guess, because they're attention seeking. That's how I see it.
Well, I'm not sure about beef. I know battling is a crucial component of hip hop, and the competitive aspect of it sort of sharpens the MC. But what I'm seeing, like in respect to the beef or some of the things that have been happening, is just you know, people see someone working or putting out a product or working hard, basically, and they're threatened or something, and you know, they have a lot to say, but I don't feel like there's anything positive from such kind of moves, you know. What we end up having is a situation where people are throwing words back and forth at each other instead of working on their music or on their hustle. As for me, I'm just trying to focus on making more music and trying to make some money out of it as well.
They're creating beef where beef should not and does not exist. So personally, I think it's just attention seeking wannabes. With a smile on my face.
I don't believe it exists. I don't believe it exists at all. I think there's definitely a truth to the fact that when you are the thesis of a situation, the antithesis will always rise begrudged. You see, who said that's Nietzsche, you know? So you have a situation where, for example, you have young 10 Diamond, who's been working very hard since the Student of the Game version 1, up until the point where now he's now being billed on radio and he's now getting corporate money from various corporates. He's now an ambassador for Sting and after this, all these kind of things. So now he's getting money from being a rapper, and then all of a sudden the antithesis now look at him and say, it's because he's a rich boy and this and that, and yet they don't know that all the time maybe he's broke or he's just working hard and he just loves his craft, you see. So those guys who are then begrudged with this, thinking that he got handed things on a silver platter, etc., Then they start putting in work, and all of a sudden they start realizing that, oh no, if we put out some great records, we put out Jidori or whatever, all of a sudden people start talking about us too. So the beef is non-existent. It's like, it's just people looking at other people and trying to watch what they're doing instead of trying to watch what they're doing and building their own craft. So I think everybody needs to stop with the madness. All this Northwest, it's bullshit.
Trust me. We remain true to our word like dope lyricists. Boys zangu zimeshughuli success. Tokana tuchikwira makomo with such finesse.
Try to get through, they might ask you who are you. I guess you're stuck outside, but ain't the view so beautiful? I'm in the lucky few. Can I really be a critic? The night got my people selling souls for this ticket. When the drinks and the easy money come, I'm all with it. But the sins of the city got me feeling kinda cynic.
My name's DS. I'm a producer, slash MC, slash artist, everything. Yeah.
Strange feelings for me, my man chats, alright? Critical developments of mind structures and functions in your average black man has forced me to call my hand.
Hip hop to me is a form of expression. It's a culture that allows people to say what they feel, how they want to say it. I think it has grown from the days of Piece of Ebony. You can actually see the growth that you can actually track that trend and see how it has grown. But I feel that now it's reached a stage where it has to give back to the artists themselves, in terms of them making money out of the hip-hop scene now. So yeah, I think people need to just get into a place where they commercialize the hip-hop, make it relate to everybody else, make it as big as our local music, that our sunguras, our urban grooves and everything.
And we love it, yeah. We ain't playing around. Check, Diamond City, what? Them town. Diamond City, what? Kuma Kuma. Diamond City, what? Them town. Diamond City, yeah. Flex Stone. Makanganisa, kundipinza muring. Ndapanda blaster giant and you want your boy no mati. Whoa, dentist. Chibakera wari kushaina. Pawa na front line. Ino kufigonga mapirisi. Makanganisa kuindra makomo kunganga. Ati zungunuki, zamuno ita wanatanga. Zekushaina zina madiri kwa togara. Tinokutariza zvinobva kwachiazo mukanyara. Tiri busy like takacheka ma eyelids. Nakuburuka takacheka makaka. Avichavi futi munhu wabhema mbacho wakamzaro. Zvinoshandiswa ndiflexo hachabisi kungastof. Riza Riza
I'm J-Boss, aka Tunuman, aka Amilingo, Anonymous Noble Savage. Yeah, that's who I represent. I think Zimbabwean hip-hop is growing, primarily because of demographics. It's what the youth like. So basically, yeah, I think we are making progress. Considering where we came from, you look at the history, you look at the pioneers. I'll do the cliches, metaphysics, but for me it'll probably be Shingirai Mau Mau, and then that other dude, Agaimba Bliss. Agaimba, it ain't nothing but the freedom vibes, hun. Princeton, I did make a lot of moves to push the music to bring it out there, hip-hop, but on an Afro Zimbabwean type tip, yeah. So I think, yeah, we are making progress considering the number of artists who were out there back then and the artists who are here now. I think, yeah, we are making progress.
I see way too many MCs right now that I didn't know last year. Who the fuck are y'all?
It's growing tremendously. I'm 3 years and 2 months old in the game.
And in the 3 years, I've seen like immense amounts of growth. I think we've gone in leaps since 2010. The biggest ones being 2012, obviously. We're talking about the introduction of awards. At least, you know, artists are getting recognition. What used to be a purely underground movement is now commercial. You know, at least we have certain examples, specimen of people who've jumped from being underground, who actually crossed over and become, you know, commercially viable. I'm talking 10 times, Jay Brown being one of the two of the examples. But there's quite a few people who are actually beginning to get out there. We're seeing them in newspapers now, see them in the news. We're seeing endorsements. We're starting to see, you know, members of our fraternity on billboards. So it's panning out now.
Just give me a second while I'm hanging on my coat. In a minute I'ma hit you with that willing shit I wrote. Sit you down while you listen to the battles that I fought. So exhausted, searching for my faith, almost lost it.
I'd like to see more shows. I'd like to see, obviously it's got to be more shows, like proper hip-hop shows, and more corporate involvement. That's the bone of contention, because really and truly CD sales, there's no money in there. Just like the vinyl went out, I think CD's going out, and then personally I would speak it. A lot of artists who hate me for saying it, so hate me now. I don't care. But CD and piracy could be your friend. You know what I mean? So it's better for the music to be out there. The people get to know you. You get the shows, because it's a global phenomenon. And if worldwide artists are crying about piracy, and I think it's an adapt or die type scenario where we need to get artists thinking of alternative means to make money, like selling your music on the internet. That's the type of scenario I'm looking for artists especially.
Beautiful, Nubian queen, sitting by the dresser. You got a million dreams, but you feel your life is messed up. Tears flow like streams, in time they gon' clear up, and everything gon' turn out fine, sweet like syrup. I know you feel the pressure. Life was a single mom, trying to feed and dress her, and you the one she counting on.
Radio can only do so much. I think artists aren't doing enough. Artists, instead of going out and creating platforms by which people can hear them, looking at this one platform which has existed since prior to our independence, and going to the same station, asking people to play their songs. Now let's look at some truths, some facts on the ground. Any particular radio station has 24 hours in which to do what it does, right? How many genres of music exist in Zimbabwe, right? And therefore how many artists exist. So I think hip-hop is getting fair play, because versus what the whole country listens to, if we got 1 hour a day out of the 24, I think it's adequate, because, you know, if you look at your statistics and who's listening to radio, yeah, it's not that many hip-hoppers who actually do, versus people who listen to other genres.
The biggest shortcoming in terms of radio, though, is because radio is mass communication. They're talking to the masses, not to just a small group of people. Because if you look at hip-hop, Zimbabwean hip-hop especially, it's just the urban youth.
I think radio plays enough. It plays enough, but it's mainly to do with people's awareness, because most of the stations now are running with a request kind of format, where they put a song on rotation for 2 weeks, and after that 2 weeks, if it doesn't have people requesting it, then its lifespan kind of dies.
I'll let you know, even though you didn't ask me. My foot's on the finish line, do wonder where my hands be. I'm about to blow up, but no one understands me. When I hit that fame and fortune, don't wanna be my family. No one on the corner got swagger like this. I left the corner for a second cause I had to take a poo. I've been waiting to reply, but they too scared to diss me. Hold these rappers jokes, cartoon characters, Disney. Fairy tale flow, I'll make you.
I think the biggest issue would be the way we approach it like a hobby. I think that's what's killing it, where there's no professionalism. They don't know how to do business proposal plans. They don't know how to approach the corporates. They think the Kuru Dudu image, the Rough Rider image works, but I think it works just for TV. But when you're coming into a corporate type of scenario, you need to have the corporate appeal. Come in organized and get your paperwork together. State what you stand for, you know what I mean? And then approach the corporates, because the corporates are willing and able. there's no doubt about it, because you see companies like, can I mention companies?
Yeah, you can go.
Yeah, companies like Chibuku, Road to Fame, Sprite Delta. They've been pushing in for artists, but they've been pushing in for artists who've got appeal, artists who actually come through and appeal to them. So I think it's up to the hip hop community, as opposed to doing what is being done in America. We need to be grounded in Zim and know what's on the ground and push our music on the ground. You know what I mean? If we push it like that, then the corporates will react, because we are talking to their customers. You know what I mean? So that if we see it in terms of that production line, so that hip hop becomes a necessity for the corporates, I think the corporates will come in, because that's probably the biggest shortcoming for hip hop, Zimbabwean hip hop right now.
The spring and be the source of the change that you dream to be seen. Keep your train of thought moving, readings of steam, surround yourself with positivity and feed you with steam, cause so even when they scar your skin, just believe you got a little bit of God within this game of life. Some saying that it's hard to win, but just believe you got a little bit of God within.
You know what, I think from the hippie movement in the 60s, anything that's new and people don't understand it, people will feel that that time is being wasted, because unfortunately, you know, life is about formulas, and whenever a particular generation thinks they've worked out the formula, when the time for revision for it comes, and it always comes every year, right? When that time comes, the people who've worked out their formulas, the guys who are driving with big houses, you know, will tell you how they made it, and therefore, you know. But it's not true, because even they had problems with their parents. So yeah, that's my opinion.
So I think, which is why dancehall music is bigger than hip hop right here. So I'm like, yeah, if hip hop is to grow, then do the communication card, make it work. You know, you make money.
Nah, big up. Let's loud five. Boom. Okay.
Takutamba game takaleza kungenodo standard. Whiskey educhete ne magodo standard. Now let me see the girls with the thick hips, slim waist, long heels, good weave. Yeah, standard.
Hey, approach it like anything else. There are stages. No one woke up with 3 A levels. You know what I mean? No one woke up with 5 O levels. There's been a process. You start crying and wiggling on the ground, then you start crawling, and then you start walking, and then you run. And if people realize it and actually count the days. So if you say, I'm starting hip hop now, realize that you are just a baby, regardless of your skill levels. Because if people don't know you, how Nambiri, you haven't created a brand, you know, people then start saying, hey, you know, these haters, people ain't playing my material, etc. Not true. If you're gonna get into this game, get into it knowing what the picture looks like. You have competition, there's dozens of MCs out there. What makes you special? Work on that, create your niche, yeah, and you blow eventually.
I knock you out, so if I catch you off guard, true core. If I catch you in my hood, you better be with the squad. That's where I handle my business. That's where I handle my business. That's where I handle my business. Let the world be my witness.
Yeah, my name is Kodakwashe. I'm professionally known as Begotten Son, and to 3 people in this world, I'm called Dad.
Yo, get it round where they see me shining. I heard that all these haters get upset when they see me smiling. Well, guess I heard they see me wildin'. This is Africa, and BB's the cheap, leave your CC's wildin'. BM's got the seats reclining. This diamond's here. We chop your arm off for that bling in the madam's ear. Yo, Elder Africa land already commandeered. So I put you with all these Obamas here. And yo, I keep hearing Obamacare, but yo, Obama can't. You see, Obama's an avatar, he's a clone in a mask. Yo, a commander-in-chief of a whole nother ass. And yo, the soundtrack they all in the dead. Nah, that's not what Marcus Garvey died for. Nah, it's what Robert Mugabe's crying for. For the next millennium and beyond. Africa is not American, the European.
Look, I mean, I'm from the very, very old school of Zimbabwean hip hop when it first started, like 1988, for example. You know, when there's very few guys who were involved at the time. The piece of Ebony guys were there. There was the hardcore guys. It was myself, Zabs, and Pugilist, and a few guys. A couple of guys from the Avenues, Moto, and them, Chuck Gnosis, and it's very, you know, Munetsi was C4 in those days. So it's a very small little crowd of guys. V Squad from up there, and guys in Bulawayo. So from what it was in those days, when we were like a very small niche crew of guys who used to link up at the corners of streets in Narare, or get on trains and go Bulawayo to have a cypher with like, I don't know, 12 other guys or whatever. Now it's like it's huge. There's a lot of guys who are involved in this industry. It's got to a stage now when you can actually pick and choose to listen to a side and still be flooded with just that one side. So I'm very encouraged about the growth of hip-hop and hip-hop culture in general. I mean, a lot of kids are now listening to hip-hop. When we were young, not everyone was listening to hip-hop. People thought it was crazy music. As it got more popular and more pop, it's got a lot more listeners, as you know. So Zimbabwe hip-hop is now big, and I think it's great.
Pressure is planetary, backstreets are legendary. Anything to feed the stomach is made necessary. So why do we stand here and judge him? God is the only one who loves him. Still, he finds pride in his mistakes. He will do whatever it takes. A rebel with no cause, a fist for the greedy. A God in his own eyes, but lost in the city.
I got a life, I got some love, I got a way I live my life. I got a life, I got some love. You gotta help me be me. When I got a life, I got some love. Better show me how to live. I got some love, I got a life. I wanna show you how to live.
I think when radio is given great material, they do exactly what they have to do. You know, when radio got their hands on Happy by 10 Diamond, Jimmy Brown, they played a lot of it. And they continue to play it. When they got their hands on My Drinks, they've been playing it. So when radio gets great material, they play. When radio gets crap, they don't play. And I think as rappers, Zim Hip Hop, there's just a need for us to be less angry with the radios and point fingers and actually say that, yo, we're not making great records right now. You know, sometimes records are not, there's no clean edits. Sometimes the recordings are poor. Sometimes they're not mastered properly. Sometimes the rapper's great, but then they put a terrible singer, or the concept is wrong, or you know, there's a lot of problems with the music sometimes when it comes out. So when you're on a radio station and you're sitting there and you're trying to program and you got, you know, 1,000 CDs from youngsters, stuff has to stand out. Stuff has to be absolutely top notch. You know, and there's now many fringe shows. I mean, you know, there's ZFM. We've got 3 stations now. We've got ZFM. We've got the Fix, which likes a lot of up tempo clubby music that wouldn't be played normally. So if you're for example MMT and you put out Ridori and stuff, the Fix will play that. You know, if you're more into, you know, there's underground sessions. There's a lot of various now. You know, the School of Hip Hop with Dave Mugadza and Mariachi and them. They're playing a lot of local. So there's niche places we can fit in, but if you want to have the national radio airwaves all the time, you know, when your songs are played during drive time and stuff like that, you have to do better songs, guys. And that's what I've been trying to instill in the dudes that I'm rolling with. You know, that, you know, we need a lot more Happies and a lot more, you know, My Drinks type records. You know, Tradakadengas, songs that can transcend, you know, stuff that similar to what David Finisa done during the Urban Grooves sort of insurgence, where guys were actually making records that were radio friendly, so my mom could sing along, or my daughters, or whatever. Because it's not always about the guys who are into that Wu-Tang head nodding, you know, or belligerence and misogyny and all that kind of stuff.
Relationships are like a roller coaster, matter of fact, more like a drug. Cause one minute you high, next minute her over, you keep falling in the night of love. And just to think, I took a bullet in the heart for you, girl, all in the name of love. Now we argue all the time, used to kiss a lot, so ain't not gonna start a hug. You say I changed, you scream when the hell is up. I say look in the mirror, who the hell is that behind the makeup? You just didn't know her, did he ever occur? Somewhere we took a wrong turn, after that every day we burn. We need a cool out on the highway, drive with a top out. Better yet fly where we far with love from the walls to say, hey, I wish I could fly away, 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 baby.
Look, I mean, I've lived on 4 continents, so I'm kind of blessed in having been involved in hip hop at different stages in my life in various places. In Australia, where there was a vibrant hip hop community with, you know, with Hilltop Hoods and those kind of guys, to Europe, where we're talking England and France and Spain and that, and you know, where hip hop again is either very underground or extremely left as far as niche, where you don't get the grimes and the various, you know, garage type of hip hops coming out. To America, where so Zimbabwe is not unique. I mean, there's nothing that Zimbabwean artists are doing wrong. We are a condensation or a personification macrocosm of hip hop internationally, where there's a lot of things that are done wrong, but those are the steps that need to be done wrong for the art to continually evolve.
Naturally, follow hollow words, just the end of feeling hollow. Worse yet, we end up feeling full. So fuck it, let's get rid of fools. Push them out, they pedestals. Tie them up and laugh at them. Point while you're ridiculed. Put them in a hole, no trial like Guantanamo. Let them know they use lips, only spit fossil fuel. Underdeveloped, no chill, so where the truth at? A simple picture for they laugh, bring the school back.
Zimbabwe is not unique. We're not doing anything wrong per se. There's a lot of things that are being done wrong, and they're not unique wrong things. I mean, same thing in the UK, in the States, and everything. You got guys with computers at home, laptops. They'll record their vocals on laptop mics and stuff. Bang out a beat on some cracked version of Fruity Loops or something. They put it out there. It's Reverb Nation, and suddenly they're spamming people's timelines. Oh, yo, check me out, I'm dope. I think sometimes these guys don't love their craft enough to actually maybe care for these babies a bit more, you know. I've seen artists in Zim, for example, who go into a studio now, make a great record and then put it out immediately, and those records are great. My Drinks is a good example. Or artists who have taken a song, kept it for 2 years before they put out the official video for it, and those records are great. The Happy is a good example of that practice. So in saying that, those are two extreme examples. Then you have the guys who rush a song and it sounds crap because it's got bad production. They couldn't be bothered to find a real guitarist, so they played guitar on a keyboard, a computer keyboard at that. Or you have the extreme guys who worked on a record and then they wait so long before they put it out because they're waiting for money and whatever else, and suddenly the record comes on and is dated and so forth. So these are the same problems that internationally hip hop suffers. So if we love our craft a bit more, you know, if we're gonna put out records, let's really love them. You know, they have to be projects that we love. And if we don't love it, let's market as such and put out there a demo reel or some shit. Put it out and don't be upset when people then block you on their timelines for spamming them. I mean, but if you love your craft, I mean, let's find. If you want a guitar in your record, there's 1,000 guitars. I mean, Zimbabwe's got so many great musicians. We're sitting around doing nothing, willing to work. You know, when we were working on Sin City, for example, we had no problems whatsoever getting people to come here. In fact, we were oversubscribed. We had 35 people contributing to the album, and that was not using everybody in our arsenal. I mean, we can use a unique 35 for the next album and not have to rely on the same guys, because there's 1,000 guys: bassists, keyboardists, saxophonists. You know, guys who are great at keys, guys who are great at programming drums and drummers and stuff. And if we can pull all these great resources together, we make better products. And that's the only sort of thing that I believe we need to start doing, because when we do that, we are now at the level of Kanye and Jay-Z, and they're not just going to put out any product when they come. They record their 8 writing sessions, they'll do their demos, they'll bring people in, they'll get more minds on it, get more creative, and then they push it out there. And collectively, when that kind of energy happens, it can't be denied. You know, it's like Cynic, as small as he is in stature, with the support that he got from the industry, there was no way he couldn't win all the awards or be so big right now, because the energy was huge. Every camp came in. Every camp, doesn't matter from where. Buneti from Chi-Town, with the guys from the Avenues, the guys from up north. Everybody came and really rallied around this guy. The creatives, the videographers, the artists, and, you know, musicians. So, by that kind of energy, when you have, if all the 35 bring 10 people, all of a sudden you have, you know, what's 35 times 10? You have 350 people just by the fact of the people who are on the project, and that's great. When it's one man who's producing and writing for himself and then trying to push himself, that becomes difficult, because that's one man's energy. Sometimes I think we need to collectivize and get more energy involved and then really push out great products. And also mixing and mastering, guys. I mean, that's a big problem I've seen, eh? Like, people don't like to get their records mixed and mastered, because even sometimes if you don't have the proper equipment, proper mics, and preamps, and if you don't have that kind of stuff and you're recording on a PC mic, that's cool, because there's been great songs and albums that have been put out like that, but at least get a proper mix on it and get a proper master, because stylistically speaking, you can rapping from a telephone like Phone Tapped on the Ferb album, where I think it was AZ or someone couldn't make it to the studio and they had to record him over the phone, and they actually made it part of the record and stuff. There's many things you can do to artistically be more integrous in the way we put out music.
Mixmasters Entertainment.
See, I got that feeling, man, this is what I was born to do. But it's gonna be a while until rap money start coming through. But you can never give up when the music lives in you. When you know you rock the mic with every breath in you. I'ma outshine and it's gonna hurt them inside. I'ma rise from the rest and wave at you from the sky. Cause I was born to fly and I don't need to tell you why. Flow so sick it could actually die. Sometimes I'm not inspired, but I force myself to write, cause I feel like that's the only thing I ever do right. Competition is healthy, it keep me on the edge, but I'm a star of old, y'all, when it come to getting bread. Headphones on, I'm thinking of new concepts. Always in the streets, looking out for new concerts. Do it like Marley, put my country on the map. The world on my shoulders and my city on my back. Let's go.
Yeah, shout out to my team, all the Smurfs
and Tricky T, Noble Savage.
Shout out to the winning team, that's the Forgotten Son, Cynic, Tin Diamond, Junior Brown, Charisma.
You know, KYN, Forgotten Son.
Greatest producer all time. Take 5, Yaki Dojo, FTR, Take 5.
FTR, Take 5.
Evans, Block 101 TG, my producer.
Charisma.
Shades on Mixmasters.
Junior Brown, Tin Diamond.
Play, keep it real. Fake cats don't last.
Mixmasters.
Charisma, the real Charisma. Junior Brown, Tin Diamond.
Karma. Yeah. Just everybody who's doing big things.
Mariachi. MC Cut, yo. Tartier, the MC.
Shout out to POY.
Loud 5 and his crew, Prometheus and them, Zim Hip Hop Unleashed. Those guys are doing great things for the music and the genre.
I don't think I can name them all.
Everybody, I'm sure not everybody, man, because I got a lot of love for this industry, man.
Hey man, you know what it is, man. We ready to shine all day. Shout out to J Driz, good looking out, homie. Unreal, what up, Lung Gang, all day. Mixmasters, Double M. Them boys, Avis, the whole team, man. Four corners, how's it going? Don't shine, homie. But we already shining already, you know. Hey, Sam.